Imagine a situation where our forefathers sat together and decided to form specific religions. Let's assume they all sat together in a meeting and they were fixing roles and methods, ways for people to follow, along with a small window of standardization as per geographical locations, climate, resources available, etc. Now let's go beyond and before that, and let's assume that the first set of humans were given instructions by somebody to sustain this planet. The boss man or woman, whoever or whatever they might be, told the first set of humans that they need to sustain life on this planet, and the foremost thing they need to do is to help flora and fauna exist. So maybe they decided that half the population of the world would be cremated when they leave their flesh in order to release carbon in the air, and the other half would be buried to enrich the soil after decomposition. I am not claiming anything, and I have no intentions of hurting anyone's religious sentiments. This is purely a hypothetical and a dramatic assumption, which I dare say would be fun if it was true. I once asked this sage as to why orange is a common color of clothing they choose to wear. His reply was that it signifies fire. If you come to think of it, humans are the only species on this planet who can breathe fire at will. So when you look at a Hindu setup, their havan happens in a square pit where they put offerings to sustain fire. So when they put different types of offerings and fuel to sustain the fire, don't you think it could be symbolic of putting fuel in your body for the digestive fire to give you your nutrients, and the same principle applies to the earth, which would cease to support life if the core and the mantle cools down, which again is made of fire. Or let's assume, this is again a hypothetical assumption, look at the swastika symbol. It has 4 ends, each signifying an element of nature. Each of these elements is what this planet gives us, and we can't generate any of these elements by ourselves. The intersection in the middle is what could signify fire. The center of the swastika, the core, just like the core of the earth, that powers everything on this planet. The 4 elements of nature, humans can't use anything to create these elements. However, given whatever the resources, humans can create fire. Now that could be an interesting reason for humans to exist. So fire in the belly, Earth's center running on fire or using heat energy, the swastika symbol representing elements and the intersection symbolizing fire, Hindu practices of doing a havan, all of this could possibly mean that no matter what we humans think of ourselves, maybe our purpose of being on this planet is to ensure its longevity or existence for a specific time period. There's a difference between evolution and development, and then there's perspective. While a lot in today's world is being questioned, a lot of theories remain unanswered. Our bodies are symbolic of how the universe runs. It starts with a small cellular structure, then a big embryonic bang happens, then begins life, runs its course, and then comes a big crunch, only to complete one circle of life to support another. We may never get the exact answers to these questions, but it surely is interesting to think how there's a teeny tiny possibility that all of this, and a lot more, could be true. That's what I think. What about you?